Good afternoon, gamers. My name is KarQ. We have an Overwatch blog this week, the Weekly Recall, another article talking about gadgets in Stadium. It's titled Go Gadgets. Now, I just want to address the elephant in the room, or not really the elephant in the room, but the public sentiment about the Stadium changes for Season 19. They swapped from a best of 7 to a best of 5. I want to bring it to you guys in the YouTube comments because the Reddit sentiment is that they hate best of 7 in competitive. They want to keep quick play as best of 5, competitive as best of 7, because, you know, it takes a while for powers to ramp up. It doesn't feel like the new best of 5 format helps with, you know, comeback mechanics, or it doesn't feel like you're getting stronger as the game goes on at a good, consistent pace, because you just spike randomly round 1, 2, not really randomly, rounds 1 and 2 very quickly. It just, like, you can roll round 1 and then just get absolutely smoked round 2 when powers and other things come online. So I just want to take it to you guys in the YouTube comments whether you like best of 5 for competitive or best of 7. Me personally, I'm of the opposite opinion of Reddit. I enjoy the best of 5 format. I like faster paced games because I hated sitting around for 20-minute queues, and like the best of 5 made the games cycle through quicker, so you're able to find matches quicker, especially in the support category. So that's just my take. I've always found Stadium to be a bit more casual, competitive regardless. So quick play didn't matter to me. When I was like, well, quick play and competitive are both best of 5, I might as well just queue competitive, because like they both feel like quick play to me. Now, I'm not saying this is the right or common opinion, but that's just how I feel. I like it, but what do you guys in the YouTube section think? Because different forms of social media may hold different opinions. Okay, let's go on to this article. Go Gadgets. Greetings, gamers. This is Larry Wu, systems designer on the Stadium team, here to chat about some Season 19 updates the team is super excited about. Not only are heavy hitters like Sojourn, Hazard, and Torbjorn joining the fight, but they'll get to battle it out on a new map, Busan Sanctuary, our newest control arena. Just want to say Hazard and Sojourn feel really strong, and Torb feels mediocre so far. Okay. As far as gameplay features are concerned, we have one big addition to talk about. Gadgets. They're an addition many of you have been asking since Stadium launched, and today I'd like to explain how our riff on active items came to be in the process of developing them. I'll also sneak in some bonus tips to maximize your usage of high-level gadgets, so let's get rolling. So, seasoned multiplayer online battle arena or MOBA enthusiasts are probably already familiar with the concept of gadgets, often called active items in different and other titles. These are buyable spells, buffs, or abilities that can improve your gameplay. You decide when to strategically employ them to finish a fight or escape a tough situation. In Stadium, gadgets offer additional ways to turn the tide of battle or counter certain heroes, especially in early rounds before you rake in Stadium cash. You can only equip one gadget at a time, but you're able to swap between rounds just like you can with items. These are automatically assigned an editable hotkey for easy casts. 14 gadgets launched with Season 19 at various price points to fit all your strategic needs. So here's a list of them. I just want to say my personal ones that I've been using is on round 1, I sometimes take a barrier snippet right off the rip, especially if they have a tracer and I play like a Zen really early on. Just having, obviously every single one of them has 25 base health, but just being able to just press the button and just be tanky for one quick fight just to survive is pretty nice. It is on a long cooldown. That's option 1. I have not tried Aura Repellent, Exo Springs, or Feathered Souls yet, or Medkit. And the second best, not even second best option, this is option 1 in like really bad scenarios where I feel like I'm gonna get jumped really easily as a support, like Ana or Zen. But then my favorite one might be Dashing Skates, because getting a free dash is pretty much like not the same as getting over health, but you know, moving and movement speed is always very valuable in a game like this, and it's on a much shorter cooldown. I also realized this is also good for Freya or Pharah or Ashe with long range, like burst randomly, and especially Freya, because when you get hit by the thing and it takes a second to explode and I know I'm gonna die, just pressing it really quickly to get 50 over health may be the difference to survive. And I have not tried Field Support nor Kitsune Snippet. I've honestly either been taking this, but most of the time I've been taking Dashing Skates or the equivalent in the blues or the Jet Skates version on the purples. Obviously this has 2 different stats, weapon power and ability power, but these are actually great for Ana and Zen specifically, the ones I use. I haven't tried the rest. I thought about Kitsune Charm, but 45-second cooldown feels a little too long for this. I've also seen like some tanks buy Colossus Core. There's literally an item in Deadlock called Colossus, and it reminds me a lot about that, and I've been playing a ton of Deadlock, right? And I'm sure a hero like Orisa could really benefit from something like Refresher as well. All right, let's see what the article has to say here. So many gadgets are versions of existing hero abilities that scale in power based on the rarity. You can get a taste of Freya's swiftness with dashing skates, or jump onto high grounds like Baptiste with Exo Springs gadget. When borrowing hero abilities, we were careful to make the gadget version less impactful than the real thing to avoid infringing on a hero's niche. For example, Kitsune Charm is modeled after Kiriko's Protection Suzu, but only offers a cleanse to your hero instead of everybody in range on a much longer cooldown. Every gadget comes at a cost though. Common gadgets are easy to acquire and serve to improve your early game experience. Epic gadgets are serious investments that can flip a battle in your favor at the trade-off of consistent statistical power. It's up to you to decide what gadget is worth it in that moment, giving you more agency in difficult showdowns. Gadget generation. So active items were high on our list of features we wanted to add to Stadium, but the version currently in-game looks different from our first run at it. The process of pinpointing exactly what gadgets should be and how they could best improve your Stadium experience took multiple iterations and a lot of trial and error. It can sometimes take a while to get a feature where we want it, and that's okay. Initially, we made all gadgets freely available with a dedicated slot to help you soften difficult matchups in early rounds without having to delay your investment into your core build. While we carried out the concept of countering early game pain points with us, the idea of free gadgets couldn't tag along. The dedicated slot caused testers to report frustration at the gadgets feeling mandatory. Many felt that the added complexity of an extra input was overwhelming, or they forgot to use the items. With Stadium already being quite complex, we want to further avoid increasing the barrier to entry. Okay, I find this one very interesting, that the complexity of a single extra output was overwhelming. This one is very surprising to me. I mean, maybe it's because I'm very spoiled by playing Deadlock and I'm sitting there with 4 extra active items every single game, or I played a lot of League where I had to have Zanya's and some other active items as well, like Blade of the Rune King, and I haven't played League in forever, but like 1 or 2 extra inputs isn't too much. It feels like with Deadlock with 4 extra abilities, I'm like, okay, understandable, but a single one? Interesting take, but for getting to use the items, I do agree with this one. Even with the one single one, sometimes it just takes a little bit of a learning curve to kind of be like, oh yeah, I forgot I have an active item. But I feel like if you're playtesting, you don't have enough game experience to like remember. So this could be just like an early response to that. Same with this. I don't think it'll be overwhelming if you play like a couple of games with gadgets. I won't lie, I played with the dashing skates with the little dash thingy. First like 2 games, I was like, oh shit, I did have that button. And then after like the 5th game, I was using it pretty much every single time. All right, we then tested a set of passive gadgets which allowed players to opt out of an active effect. This was better, but keeping track of every additional free effect along with regular items skewed overly complex from round 1. We also felt that our design space was constrained when all the active effects were free and available from the get-go. So the final iteration we landed on is the gadget system you see today. We simplified gadgets and made them similar to other items, giving them costs and stats. This change lets us maintain that extra agency in early rounds while keeping the extra input optional. It also opened up the design space for wilder active effects. Adding costs and stats gives us multiple levers to balance gadgets. Take the most expensive gadget, Refresher, which massively reduces your cooldown time on cast. It's expensive for a reason. At 13,000 Stadium cash, you need to choose whether to invest in that gadget or further improve your build statistically. If it turns out that Refresher or any gadget feels overpowered, we can either reduce the effects or tune the price and stats to even things out. Maximizing your investments. So beyond adding agency to your early round throwdowns, there are tons of other ways to make gadgets work for you and your favorite hero. I'm pretty fond of the dash options, hey, me too Larry, which can help heroes who lack mobility patch up that weakness. Have you ever seen a Torbjorn dash into your backline with his hammer at the ready? It's terrifying. So epic level gadgets can also function as a capstone upgrades that can bring another layer of lethality to late game builds. We have a few suggestions, but make sure to experiment and see what works best for you. So Colossus Core. This gadget gives you unstoppable as well as max life and damage reductions. Since you will deal 25% reduced damage during cast, Colossus Core serves as a great capstone for tank heroes who are focused on making space instead of the play of the game. We have the Super Serum with a whopping 50% increase to attack speed on cast. This gadget is ideal for builds based around weapon power, on-hit effects, or effects that trigger after a certain number of shots. You'll deal slightly less damage for 5 seconds, but you'll be attacking so quickly that the other team won't be around long enough to even notice. If your build is for Refresher, if your build is centered around your abilities, like Soldier 76's Helix Rocket build or Juno's Torpedo build, this ultra expensive capstone can turn your hero into a superstar. Reducing cooldowns by 8 seconds means you can essentially double dip abilities with devastating consequences for your enemies. We hope these tips set you up for success. Thanks for reading, and let us know in the comments or on social media what your favorite gadgets are and if you're cooking up new ways to use them. See you in Stadium. All right, decent article talking about gadgets, but again, let's talk about the other issues, or not issues, but like the big common sentiment with Stadium, as I mentioned in the beginning of this video. Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for listening.